Sweden, who would believe this? Trump cites non-existent terror attack. At Florida rally, President refers to attack in Sweden that did not happen, possibly confusing it with Sichuan in Pakistan. Donald Trump appeared to invent a terrorist attack in Sweden during a campaign-style rally in Florida on Saturday, inviting questions that he may have confused the Scandinavian country with a city in Pakistan. With thousands of supporters gathered in an aircraft hangar in Melbourne, Florida, Trump used his speech to talk about migration in Europe and linked it to terror attacks in Brussels, Nice, and Paris. He then added Sweden to the list, incorrectly stating that an attack had happened there on Friday. Trump told supporters, "We've got to keep our country safe. You look at what's happening in Germany, you look at what's happening last night in Sweden. Sweden, who would believe this? Sweden, they took in large numbers. They're having problems like they never thought possible. You look at what's happening in Brussels. You look at what's happening all over the world. Take a look at Nice. Take a look at Paris." Kellyanne Conway blames refugees for Bowling Green massacre that never happened. Read more. There were questions about whether Trump had confused Sweden with Sichuan in Pakistan, where a suicide bomber blew himself up among devotees at the Sufi shrine on Friday, killing 80 people. Some citizens of Sweden were baffled by the comments. One of the country's official Twitter accounts, controlled by a different citizen each week, currently a school librarian, said, "Nothing has happened here in Sweden. There has not been any terrorist attacks here at all." The source of Trump's remark is unclear, but it came after Fox News aired an interview with filmmaker Amy Horowitz, whose latest documentary examines whether high crime rates in areas of Sweden is linked to its previous open-door migration policy. According to the 2016 Swedish crime survey, crime rates in Sweden have stayed relatively stable over the last decade, with some fluctuations. In 2015, there were 112 cases of lethal violence in Sweden, an increase of 25 cases compared with 2014, but assaults, threats, sexual offenses, car theft, burglary and harassment all reduced compared to the previous year, as did anxiety about crime in society. Trump's comments come after Kellyanne Conway, one of his senior advisors, was ridiculed for blaming 2 Iraqi refugees for a massacre that never happened. At the start of February, Conway cited the fictitious Bowling Green massacre in an interview backing the travel ban imposed on visitors from 7 Muslim-majority countries. 2 Iraqi men living in Bowling Green, Kentucky, were arrested in 2011 over a failed attempt to send money and weapons to al-Qaeda in Iraq. They are currently serving life sentences for federal terrorism offenses, but there was no massacre, nor were they accused of planning one. On January 29, White House Press Secretary Sean Spicer referred 3 times to an attack in Atlanta, where a string of bombings were carried out in 1996 and 1997. Later, in an email to ABC News, he wrote that he clearly meant Orlando. 49 people were killed and more injured at the massacre in June at Pulse, a gay nightclub in Orlando, Florida. It was carried out by Omar Mateen, a U.S. citizen, born in New York to Afghan parents. Afghanistan is not on Trump's list of travel-banned countries. Trump has repeatedly accused what he described as the dishonest media of producing fake news. He repeated the attack on Saturday, stating, "When the media lies to people, I will never ever let them get away with it," he said. He added, "We are not going to let the fake news tell us what to do, how to live and what to believe," he said. "We are free, independent people and we will make our own choices." After Trump's remarks in Florida, the Swedish news outlet Aftonbladet posted a story about crime that really had occurred in Sweden on Friday. It included, due to harsh weather in northern parts of Sweden, the road E10 was closed between Katterjak and Riksgränsen and a man died in hospital after an accident in the workplace earlier that day. It added, "Okay, let's not be fake news. This story took place in the autumn, but was reported Friday before lunchtime and we thought you would like it." A wooden moose got the attention of a lovesick moose bull. Former UK footballer Gary Lineker poked fun at Trump, tweeting, "Thought are with everyone in Sweden at this difficult time." To which one of his followers replied, Thanks mate. The horror of living here with such a comprehensive social security net gets to be too much at times. Hashtag pray for Sweden. Another Twitter user posted a picture of famous Swedish export Tabba, writing, "For extremists responsible for hashtag Sweden incident are still at large, if you see these people phone at real Donald Trump at once."